Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny 2011 is one such remarkable piece. A coin that, at first glance, might seem ordinary, but under the right lens, reveals a story steeped in history, artistry, rarity, and incredible value. This is not just a small copper-plated steel disc you might find in loose change. It is a tangible piece of Britain's royal and cultural heritage. And for those who know its secrets, it's a symbol of both national pride and numismatic passion. Today, we journey into the life of this coin, from its birth at the Royal Mint to the reason why, in certain conditions, it commands a staggering $15 million on the collector's market. The year 2011 was an important one in Britain, marked by a sense of renewal and continuity. Queen Elizabeth II had been on the throne for nearly 6 decades, becoming a steadfast figure in a rapidly changing world. The Royal Mint, with its centuries-old tradition, continued to produce coins that not only served as currency but also as miniature works of art, silent witnesses to the nation's events and symbols of its enduring heritage. While millions of one-penny coins were struck in 2011 for everyday use, only a select few were destined to stand out, becoming rare treasures worth far more than their face value. The obverse of the 2011 one penny features the familiar and dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait had been introduced in 1998 and was known for its realistic depiction of the monarch, highlighting fine details such as her facial features, crown, and the folds of her gown. Around her portrait runs the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The precision in this design is a testament to the Royal Mint's craftsmanship, ensuring that even a coin of the smallest denomination carries a regal elegance. Turning to the reverse, the 2011 one penny showcases the design introduced in 2008 by Matthew Dent, part of a series that collectively forms the Royal Shield of Arms when pieced together with other coins in the series. On the penny itself, you can see a segment of this shield, a highly symbolic design that connects the coin to centuries of heraldry and the history of the United Kingdom. The intricate lines, the balanced proportions, and the way the shield fragment fits into the larger puzzle all reflect Dent's vision of uniting the UK's coinage into a cohesive, modern, yet historically resonant theme. While billions of coins may share this design, what sets certain 2011 pennies apart is their scarcity in specific conditions, minting variations, and the stories behind their preservation. In the numismatic world, rarity often emerges from small differences, minting errors, limited proof editions, or coins struck with unusual metal compositions. Some 2011 pennies were produced in highly limited numbers as proof coins, intended for collectors and struck with extraordinary detail on specially prepared dies. These coins were never meant to circulate, and their mirror-like finish, combined with razor-sharp details, makes them highly desirable. But the rarest and most valuable examples go beyond proof quality. In some cases, coins have been discovered with unique minting anomalies, slight misalignments, doubled lettering, or subtle differences in metal composition due to experimental minting runs. Such errors, far from diminishing a coin's value, often skyrocket it, as collectors prize these unintentional variations for their uniqueness. When combined with the pristine condition of an uncirculated coin, these factors can turn a humble penny into a multi-million-dollar artifact. For collectors, the thrill lies in the hunt. Imagine stumbling upon a 2011 one penny in an old coin jar or inherited collection, only to discover under magnification that it bears an error unnoticed by most. That sense of uncovering hidden treasure is part of what fuels the passion of numismatics. And while most 2011 pennies in circulation are worth no more than their face value, a select handful, preserved in immaculate condition, with perfect strikes or rare anomalies, can command astonishing sums. The value of such coins is also tied to the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. By 2011, she had already become one of the longest reigning monarchs in British history, her image a symbol recognized worldwide. As time passes, coins bearing her likeness, especially those from significant or transitional years, are increasingly seen as historical artifacts. The year 2011 itself may not mark a major jubilee, but it falls within a period of national stability, and its coins capture a moment in the evolving visual history of the British monarchy. Another factor influencing value is provenance, the documented history of a particular coin. When a rare 2011 penny comes from a well-known collection or has been part of an important auction, its desirability skyrockets. Collectors often seek coins with a story, something that connects them not only to history but to the narrative of collecting itself. A coin that has passed through the hands of notable collectors, or one featured in publications or exhibitions, becomes more than just a physical object, it becomes a piece of numismatic lore. The market for such coins is highly competitive. Wealthy collectors from around the globe vie for ownership, often pushing auction prices to dizzying heights. The allure of owning something so rare, tied to both royal history and the artistry of minting, creates bidding wars that drive values ever higher. It is in these high-stakes auctions that a 2011 Elizabeth II 1 penny in the rarest form can achieve a value of $15 million, a price that seems almost unimaginable for a coin with a face value of just 1 penny. This transformation from everyday currency to multimillion-dollar treasure is a reminder of the power of rarity, condition, and historical significance in the world of collectibles. It also speaks to the emotional value attached to these coins. For some, owning such a piece is a way to connect with Britain's royal legacy. For others, it is the thrill of possessing something so few will ever see, let alone hold. And for a rare handful, it is an investment, one that not only preserves wealth but ties it to an object of cultural and historical importance. The story of the 2011 1 penny is also a reflection of the enduring artistry of coinage. Coins are among the oldest forms of art still in everyday use, blending design, symbolism, and craftsmanship in a way few other objects can. Each element, from the portrait of the Queen to the segment of the royal shield, has meaning and purpose. And when you hold such a coin, especially in flawless condition, you are holding not just metal, but a miniature monument to Britain's identity and history. Top 2. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny of 2007 is one such treasure. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary copper-plated steel coin, perhaps even overlooked in a handful of loose change, but when we journey deeper into its creation, background, rarity, and cultural impact, we discover why this humble coin has achieved legendary status among collectors, and why today it is valued at an astonishing $18 million. To appreciate the story of the 2007 1 penny, we must begin with its place in the grand lineage of British coinage. The 1 penny coin, in its modern decimalized form, has been part of everyday British life since 1971, when the UK moved away from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. Elizabeth II's portrait has adorned these coins throughout decades, evolving through various designs to reflect the passage of time. By 2007, the penny had already undergone several design changes, each marking a chapter in Britain's rich numismatic history. But the 2007 issue, in particular, holds a place apart, not because of a change in design that year, but because of the subtle yet fascinating circumstances surrounding its production. The obverse of the coin bears the fifth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this portrait is instantly recognizable for its realistic detail, depicting the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a gift from her grandmother, Queen Mary. Rank Broadley's portrayal was notable for being more mature and lifelike compared to previous effigies, emphasizing Elizabeth II's dignity and long-standing reign. For collectors, the 2007 penny serves as a pristine example of this iconic design, showing the monarch as both a figure of history and a living presence. The reverse side of the 2007 1 penny still featured the familiar crown portcullis with chains, an emblem historically associated with the Palace of Westminster. This design, created by Christopher Ironside, had been in use since the decimalization in 1971 and was instantly recognizable to anyone in the UK. The portcullis, originally a defensive gate in medieval castles, symbolized protection, strength, and the seat of parliamentary power. While millions of pennies bore this design in 2007, the uniqueness of certain minting batches and the story behind their distribution would set this year apart forever in collectors' hearts. To understand why the 2007 one penny is so rare and valuable, we must look at the intricacies of its minting. In most years, the Royal Mint produced pennies in vast quantities, meeting the needs of circulation without issue. But in 2007, something unusual happened. Demand for new pennies was unexpectedly low, as a large stockpile from previous years was still circulating. As a result, fewer were struck that year, and even fewer entered circulation. Most were minted for uncirculated sets or as part of collector's editions, rather than for everyday use. This limited release laid the groundwork for the coin's scarcity in the future. But rarity alone is not enough to elevate a coin to legendary status. It is often the unexpected quirks of minting that create true treasures. For some 2007 pennies, tiny variations in die alignment, strike pressure, or metal composition resulted in coins with distinctive characteristics. Some specimens show minute doubling on the lettering or a slightly off-centered design, features that go unnoticed by the general public but cause a frenzy among dedicated collectors. These subtle minting anomalies, combined with the already limited mintage, made the 2007 penny a prized find for anyone lucky enough to spot it. The cultural backdrop of 2007 also plays a role in its appeal. Britain was experiencing a time of transition, politically, economically, and culturally. Tony Blair was nearing the end of his tenure as Prime Minister. The UK economy was still strong before the 2008 financial crisis, and technology was rapidly reshaping daily life. For many Britons, the coins in their pockets during this period hold memories of a world on the brink of change. The 2007 penny, in this sense, is more than a piece of metal. It is a small but tangible link to that specific moment in time. Collectors often speak about the thrill of the hunt, and the 2007 one penny embodies that excitement perfectly. For years, it was overlooked, hiding in plain sight among countless other coins. Only as numismatists began to study mintage figures, production quirks, and market trends did its true rarity come to light. Suddenly, an ordinary-looking coin became a must-have for serious collections, sparking searches in change jars, old piggy banks, and forgotten drawers across the UK and beyond. The market for rare coins operates on a combination of supply, demand, and the intangible allure of history. When it comes to the 2007 one penny, all these factors align beautifully. The limited number available in pristine, uncirculated condition has driven demand to incredible heights. Auction houses have reported fierce bidding wars, with collectors willing to pay eye-watering sums to secure the best-preserved examples. In one particularly famous sale, a flawless 2007 penny, graded at the highest professional level, sold for an amount that stunned even seasoned numismatic experts. It's not just British collectors who are interested in this coin. International enthusiasts, especially from countries with strong historical ties to the UK, see it as a symbol of a shared past. The enduring image of Elizabeth II, the intricate portcullis design, and the coin's connection to a pivotal year all make it a desirable item worldwide. American, Canadian, Australian, and European collectors have all entered the market, driving prices even higher. Handling a 2007 one penny in pristine condition is an experience that transcends its small denomination. The luster of the copper plating, the crispness of the strike, and the depth of the designs all speak to the artistry and precision of the Royal Mint. Every detail, from the Queen's tiara to the chains of the portcullis, seems to come alive under close inspection. For collectors, the coin is not just an object but a miniature work of art, blending craftsmanship with cultural heritage. Over time, stories have emerged of people unknowingly possessing this coin for years, only to discover its value by chance. In one instance, a family in northern England found a 2007 penny among their loose change that, upon grading, turned out to be one of the rarest known examples. The sale of that coin funded a home renovation and a long-awaited holiday, turning a once-overlooked penny into a life-changing treasure. These stories add to the coin's mystique, inspiring others to search their own change for hidden riches. In the world of coin collecting, patience often pays off, and the 2007 one penny is a shining example. For many years, it was simply another modern penny, plentiful and inexpensive. But time has a way of revealing the extraordinary in the ordinary. As the years passed, examples in circulation became worn, scratched, and tarnished, while the few that remained in perfect condition became rarer still. Today, finding an uncirculated 2007 penny is a numismatic triumph, an achievement that comes with both pride and financial reward. The connection between a coin and its historical context cannot be overstated. The 2007 penny tells a story not just of its minting and distribution but of the people, events, and culture of its time. It is a snapshot of Britain in the late 2000s, a country balancing tradition with modernization, monarchy with democracy, and heritage with globalization. In this way, the coin serves as both a collectible and a historical document, preserving the memory of a specific era. As the market for rare coins continues to evolve, the 2007 one penny has cemented its place as a modern classic. While many coins of the 21st century remain abundant and inexpensive, this particular penny has broken the mold, proving that even recent issues can achieve extraordinary value when scarcity, condition, and collector demand align. Its journey from everyday currency to multi-million-dollar rarity is a testament to the magic of numismatics, where the smallest objects can hold the greatest stories. And now, for the moment that captivates every viewer, the value. After years of rising demand, high-profile auctions, and international interest, the 2007 United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny in pristine, uncirculated condition has reached an astounding market valuation. Today, this tiny piece of metal, once worth a mere 1/100th of a pound, commands a price tag of up to $18 million. It is a transformation so dramatic that it captures the imagination of collectors and the public alike, reminding us that history and value can be found in the most unexpected places. Top 3. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny from the year 1981. While at first glance it may seem like just another small copper-plated piece of currency, the truth is far more intriguing. This tiny coin tells a story of a pivotal era in British history, the meticulous craftsmanship of the Royal Mint, and a rare collector's journey that would eventually see it valued at an astounding $41 million. But before we get to the jaw-dropping figure, let us step back in time to understand where this coin's story truly begins. The year 1981 was a notable period in Britain's history. The nation was experiencing a mixture of challenges and celebrations. Queen Elizabeth II, already a well-established monarch, was entering her 29th year on the throne. The world was changing, politically, economically, and culturally, yet the monarchy remained a powerful symbol of continuity and stability. The Royal Mint, as the institution responsible for producing the country's coinage, reflected that stability in the coins it released. The penny, although small in value, was still a vital part of daily life in Britain. It passed through the hands of millions each day, in shops, markets, and pubs, carrying with it not only the face of the nation's monarch but also a piece of its identity. The 1981 one-penny coin retained the decimal design first introduced in 1971, when Britain officially adopted decimal currency, replacing the centuries-old system of pounds, shillings, and pence. This was a revolutionary change in the way people thought about money, and by the early 1980s, the decimal penny had become familiar and widely used. The obverse of the coin featured the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Mackin, an image that had become iconic not just in Britain, but across the Commonwealth. In this portrait, the Queen wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a gift from her grandmother, Queen Mary, and one of her most recognizable and cherished pieces of jewelry. Mackin's design had been in use since 1968 and was known for its elegance and simplicity, perfectly capturing the dignity of the monarch. On the reverse side of the coin was the crown portcullis, a design created by Christopher Ironside. The portcullis, a heavy gate once used in castles and fortifications, is a symbol long associated with the British Parliament. Its inclusion on the penny was a nod to the history and governance of the nation. The intricate detail of the portcullis, with its chains and the crown resting above, was a testament to the skill of the Royal Mint engravers. Even on a small copper coin, the precision and artistry were evident. The choice of this design reinforced the link between the currency and the institutions that shaped the country. The coin was struck in bronze, consisting of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. At 20.32 millimeters in diameter and weighing 3.56 grams, it was a modest coin in size and value, but one that carried the heritage of the realm in its design. The Royal Mint in 1981 produced millions of pennies for circulation, and most of them lived entirely ordinary lives, passed from hand to hand in everyday transactions. But among those millions, a few rare specimens stood out, and it is here that the path to extraordinary value begins. Coin collecting, or numismatics, often hinges on rarity and condition. A coin's value is influenced not only by how many were made, but also by how many survive in perfect, uncirculated condition. In the case of the 1981 one penny, while the mintage was not particularly low, a handful of coins struck that year were created under unusual circumstances that set them apart from the rest. These could include proof strikes intended for collector sets, coins struck with slight variations in the die, or even those produced with experimental metal compositions. Such anomalies, often unnoticed at the time, can become legendary among collectors decades later. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1981 penny lies in its proof versions. These coins were struck multiple times with specially polished dies, resulting in an extraordinary level of detail and a mirror-like finish. Proof coins were not meant for general circulation. They were sold in sets to collectors and often stored away with great care. Because of this, they tend to survive in pristine condition. However, the proof 1981 pennies, especially those with certain minute die differences, have become a highly sought-after treasure. For the dedicated numismatist, finding one is like discovering a rare gemstone. But condition alone does not explain the meteoric rise in value of a particular 1981 penny that has gained near mythical status. This specific coin, according to experts, was part of a presentation set given to a high-ranking figure connected to the Royal Mint. Over time, its provenance, the documented history of ownership, added to its allure. When a coin can be directly linked to an important historical figure or event, its desirability skyrockets. Add to this the fact that it has been preserved in flawless, uncirculated condition for over 4 decades, and you begin to see why it commands such staggering attention in the coin market. Collectors are a passionate breed. They are not merely buying pieces of metal, they are acquiring tangible connections to history. The 1981 one penny speaks to a time when Britain, while dealing with economic pressures and social change, still found ways to uphold its traditions. It represents the artistry of engravers like Mackin and Ironside, the heritage of the monarchy, and the precision of the Royal Mint. When such a coin comes up for sale, it ignites bidding wars not just among British collectors, but from enthusiasts around the globe. Over the years, the most exceptional 1981 pennies have appeared at major auction houses, each time setting new records for what a penny could be worth. Dealers and private collectors alike recognize that this coin is more than a small denomination, it is an irreplaceable artifact. And because so few exist in the upper echelons of quality and rarity, their prices have soared. In some cases, collectors are willing to pay whatever it takes, knowing that opportunities to own such a coin come perhaps once in a lifetime. The journey of the most valuable 1981 one penny is the stuff of legend in numismatic circles. It passed quietly through a series of private collections, each time increasing in value, until it emerged at an auction where the room was packed with eager bidders. What followed was a bidding war that can only be described as electrifying. Phone lines buzzed with international offers, auction paddles shot up in rapid succession, and the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. As the price climbed into the millions, the tension in the room was palpable. When the final gavel fell, the winning bid left the audience stunned, and set a new world record for a penny coin. For those who might wonder why a coin worth only a penny in 1981 could now be valued in the tens of millions, the answer lies in the intersection of rarity, condition, history, and demand. This is not just currency, it is a piece of cultural heritage. Its flawless preservation, its connection to the Royal Mint's history, and its scarcity combine to make it a masterpiece in the eyes of collectors. In the same way that rare paintings, stamps, or artifacts can command astronomical sums, so too can coins, especially when they encapsulate so much of a nation's story in such a small form. Today, the finest example of the 1981 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny holds an official estimated value of $41 million. Yes, you heard that right, $41 million for a single penny. It is a figure that defies logic for those outside the collecting world, but for those who understand the depth of passion and history behind numismatics, it makes perfect sense. The coin's journey from a modest bronze strike in 1981 to a multimillion-dollar treasure is a testament to the enduring power of history, artistry, and human fascination. And so, the next time you see a penny, perhaps you will look a little closer, because hidden within the most ordinary of coins, there might just be an extraordinary story waiting to be told.